safe space is a place where Black men learn, heal, thrive, and value the freedom to be. A safe space allows Black men to color outside the lines without judgment, stigmas, biases, or boundaries. A safe space is a place where our Black voices impacts and counts. And here are your hosts, Ty Baker Jr. and Dax Addy.
All right, welcome back. Safe Space, episode 6.
We in it.
We did it, man.
We in it.
We hit that threshold over 5.
I know. So much we've talked about already.
We have. It's been a good season so far. We had a little break in between there.
Yeah.
But now we're back, ready to rock and roll.
See, man, you look good. Your skin, you know what I'm saying?
And that's called vacation. Spending time with my wife.
A much
and
needed
no
thing.
kids.
That's it.
If we were recording 2 days ago, I would have been a little bit darker, you know.
A little bit darker, right?
You see, I got the hair on that braided back.
I see. You look relaxed, you know. That's it.
I'm trying to get that Dax mode.
Come on, man.
Chilling, you know?
I lived all day, every day. That's it. All right.
Well, we got another good episode here. We got a great guest with us, Pastor Gerald Haddon here. So we're going to hit on relationship versus religion today. I ain't going to lie to you. I had to pray about this and pray about it and pray about it. What I tell you last night, Dax, when we start talking about this episode, I was mad. I ain't gonna, you know, I had so much emotion attached to it.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm coming in here and I'm ready to attack heads. I'm coming to chop necks off. Didn't I tell you that?
But then do that, and we'll be here to help put your head back on and maybe put some ointment on you and heal you back up. Start chopping heads. Some heads may need to be chopped off.
Right, exactly.
May need to be, because what I found is religion bounds us.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been in religion our entire lives and not in relationship.
Yeah.
So it keeps us bounding or binding other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the stuff you may be mad about, you may be mad because other people put on you the things that all they knew.
Right.
So if all I know was, for example, here's an example. If all I knew, my dad and mom, they whooped. They didn't just whoop, they beat.
Right.
Stitching cords, no clothes. Like, you would think, like, they don't love me. But I took that as love, right?
Yeah.
Because I knew they loved me. They fed me. They beautiful place to live. Always took care of me. But then I married a woman who never got a whooping. Ever in her life. Never got a whooping. So then we get married. Married, I believe in whooping.
Yeah.
That's where I come from. That's what I was taught. She don't believe in whooping.
Right.
So now our relationship is going, so now I'm whooping. And then one day, I saw a video of Lauryn Hill's daughter saying she was abused. I don't know if y'all ever seen it some years ago. She was talking about being abused, and me and Tammy were watching it and listening to it. She said, that was abuse. So when I'm listening, I'm saying, that ain't abuse. She got whoopings like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
My wife began to break it down. She said, no. She went back to slavery. She started saying, no, it's abuse, because what happens is they were taught by slaves, and she started going into all that stuff. And so she changed my mind. And I said, well, Michael Jackson say the same thing. He was abused. I said, he wasn't abused. Michael Jackson wasn't abused. He's a billionaire. I'm like, Michael Jackson, his daddy whooped him and trained him to be he's Michael Jackson.
Right.
By the time she got done with me with the conversation, real talk, I said, maybe I was abused.
That's true.
And I started thinking back to whoopings in a bathtub.
Yeah.
You walking like, didn't I tell you not to whoop? Go to bed. No clothes on.
Right.
So then I called my parents. While we riding in the car. I said, Dad, you got me on speakerphone? He said, yeah. Mom, you there? She said, yeah. I said, I was talking to my therapist, which is my wife. I said, I'm talking to my therapist. I feel like I was abused. Now, mind you, I'm 38 years old at the time when I'm having this conversation with you. I'm like almost 40. I'm like, I feel like I was abused. Man, the whoopers with stitching cords, shoes, tree limbs. Like, my dad said, oh, we didn't do that. I said, heck, you did.
Go pick your,
I said, y'all,
pick your own
they'll
switch.
take your head, go pick your own switch.
Right.
Take your head and put it between their leg. And mind you, we big. You got a little kid. I grab my baby boy with one hand and hold him like this. He can't move. Mm-hmm. So imagine you little and they big. So by the time I got done, he said one thing that fixed it for me. He said, Gerald, you know what? all I wanted to do was keep you from being in jail and doing these things. He said, but the truth is, I just did what my parents did to me.
Now hold that right there. Do you think that's the same thing when it comes to church and religion?
That's my point. That's the point of me saying it. What they learned, they put on us, even if it was, can I say it like this?
Yeah.
Take the meat and throw out the bones, people, when I hear this. Because I'm a different preacher. Even if they were unlearned, it was the dumbest thing they could have ever said. They learned it, and there's the thing called the law of the first learned. Whatever you first learn is the thing that pretty much go with you in life. Even if you find out later, like 2 + 2 is, if they told you 2 + 2 is 5, as a child, 2 + 2 is 5. Right. You come up by the time you're 15, you've been hearing 2 + 2 is 5. Everybody like, 2 + 2 is 4. Nope. My pastor told me, my mama told me 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
I mean 5. You're gonna keep learning till you're like, no, that's not right. I can show you. Let me show you in book. Let me show you in this. I can show you. Everybody in the room, watch this. Everybody in the room, what's 2 + 2? Everybody gonna say 4. You still think it's 5? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then eventually you go like, wait a minute. Let me go do some homework myself.
Right.
And once you start doing homework yourself, then you learn like, oh, shoot. And then you go ask your parents, why'd you tell me 2 + 2 is 5? Well, I never went to school. I never had an education. I learned that when I used to work. I used to scrub floors and do so. And the lady told me 2 + 2 is 5. So I had in my head 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah.
So now here we are grown teaching our kids 2 + 2 is 5 because all we did was took what they gave us and take this to church, take this to marriage, take this to everything learned. Mm-hmm. So now I'm unlearning. I'm 50 years old. I'm unlearning things I've learned in church. Now, as a grown man, I'm like, they told us so and so and so and so. Jesus Christ. Right. So now my job is to help you, help anybody else go like, hey, you don't have to do that.
Right.
You don't have to. No, that's something that's charged to their head, not their heart. They didn't know no better because they meant good. They meant well.
They meant well.
But the truth is, like, but you done it wrong. You drugged me down the street. You drugged me down the alley in the dark, but like, I didn't know though.
Right.
So now, even with our children, show me a book. Can you pull up a book where it tell us how to parent? You can't. Only one you could probably pull up is the Bible. It give you instruction in the Bible, but technically it don't give you every instruction. It just says love. It tells you children obey your parents, for this is right. And then it also tells your parents, don't provoke your children to anger. It's different scriptures like that, but they don't give a instruction from the top, like buying this machine. Yeah. It says, before you turn on, plug up. Before you do this, do this. Before you plug your mics in, make sure this is on. It gives you direct instructions. So now, when you don't have those, you'll do like most of us. Before we even read, most of us won't read the instructions. Mm-hmm. We'll open the box and like, just plug that up. Because we already have decided, we pretty much know how to do it.
Yeah.
But then you make a whole lot of mistakes. I may break the machine because I didn't follow the directions. It's just, I'm sorry. Y'all got to stop.
No, that's
I keep going.
That's deep.
Yeah.
You know,
wait, I'm sorry. You were supposed to talk about the things you want to cut the heads off of.
So no. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
You know, I love you guys so much, and if you guys I forgot to mention it, Pastor Gerald is my pastor over at Breathe ATL, and you know, you're so different because the way you approach things. And from a traditional stance of preachers and pastors. And once again, this is not an attack on the church. This is not an attack on pastors.
I'm not going to let you I'm here to fight for the church and fight for you.
Come on now.
This is going to fight for both. I'm going to stand in the middle.
Right, most definitely. Yeah. We're just here to learn and grow and ask questions.
Absolutely.
But I love what you were just talking about, how you are transitioning and moving at the age of 50 years old and breaking down the things that you learned that were wrong. How are you taking that approach now and compared to, you know, the old ways?
The approach now is to take the things that you've learned and you gauge them against scripture now. Mm-hmm. So we always go back to scripture, right? The Bible basically is our instruction book.
Yeah, your reference.
Your reference book. So now if you don't know, so what I do now is I go, I was told, here's an example. I was told David danced. I don't know if you know the scripture about David dancing when he was bringing back the Ark of the Covenant in, and they were bringing it into back in, and they say he danced before the Lord. He was dancing before the Lord with all his might when coming back into the city. Here's the king dancing. This was what I was told as a kid. David got naked before the people and danced before the Lord with all his might. This is what I believe. David got naked. Then it also said his wife was mad. And and it makes sense. My wife would be pissed too if I'm running around, I'm naked. I got my Johnson out in front of people. And think about it. It's other women here like, ooh, look at that. Or they going like, oh, he's little. He's
sex.
You got
I ain't seen that part of G.
My husband ain't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Let it go ahead. My.
So imagine that. So that's what went my head like, oh, I can see why his wife pissed. Man, he got naked. So for years, this is what was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
This was given to me over the pulpit and even in my house because my dad is the bishop.
Yeah.
So David danced before the Lord with all his might, naked. Man, it wasn't until about 15 years ago I happened to open the Bible myself. I'm reading the story of David because I'm about to tell a story to somebody and reading it. And it said David danced before the Lord with all his might. And it was like he danced till he only had on his linen ephod. That means, for example, if this is I'm the king, this is my kingly attire, this hat and this jacket right here, this sweatshirt. David would dance so that he took this off and only had on his ephod, which basically, let's just say a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like everybody else. He looked like the regular people. Mm-hmm. He looked like them, and he's the king. You ain't supposed to look like them. He's not naked.
Right.
He still got on clothes.
Right.
But my whole life going, he was naked. His wife is pissed because he's the king. You're the king. You don't do that.
Right.
You don't go regular like everybody else. You're the host of this show. Yeah. You shouldn't look like everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now the law of learned, I'm running around telling my kids, David got naked. Until I read it myself. And one of the problems is we don't educate ourselves in anything. Let's don't you talk Bible.
Yeah.
Let's talk in regular life. We don't educate ourselves. And we feel like most people don't want to get the education. They just want to do, like I said, we do it. Let me just, me included. Give me the box. Let me open it. Today I bought some new Andy clippers, some wireless ones, right? My friend in Florida had a pair. And I'm like, man, these things are good. How much were they? So I ordered them on Amazon. They came last night. When I got home, I took them out the box. I did not read the directions. But then when I got ready to plug them, I just was going to turn them on. But thank God they put a piece of tape over it that said, do not turn on before charging fully. Because if the direction hadn't been on there, the truth is I was going to turn it on just to.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to test them.
Yep.
But I saw that and then something told me, Gerald, go plug them up. Wait, read the directions.
Yeah.
Read the directions. So now if we start reading the directions first and going like, okay, what's our direction? The Bible, or what's the direction? Talking to your spouse, or what's the thing? It's not our job as leaders to rule over you or lord over you. It's our job to guide you and help you in the way that God has you going. Not that I think you should go.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm learning now. I'm like, yo, I got to learn how to lead differently. I got grown kids right now, right? Who are like hellions. They going like they in all kinds of different directions, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I told my wife the other day, I said, babe, I feel like, did we do right with our boys? 30, 22, and what it'd be this year, they'd be 31, 23, and 19. Mm-hmm. And my 22 and 30, they out of control. Well, let me fix that. My 19 and 23, they out of control. My 30-year-old, he grown, he got it cracking, he's doing his thing. Life is going good for him. But the other two is just like, because as men, there's that time where it clicked and like, you know what, I need to start making money. I need to start just trying to figure out what's my purpose.
The plan?
Right.
What's the move?
They won't get it. They won't get it. And so and I just had to put little Gerald out on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And not that I wanted to, I had to.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what we're not going to do is take preach. You talking to Gerald right now. Forget Pastor Gerald.
That's what I'm saying.
Forget Pastor Gerald. You talking to Gerald.
Right.
And then little Gerald wants to be a man too. So that means you're going to buck up at me.
Come on now.
So what we not going to do is, I'm not fighting or arguing with a man in my house who ain't paid a bill, who ain't put gas in the car.
Nothing.
Who ain't the clothes he got on, he ain't even paid for. Matter of fact, I bought all them for you for Christmas. And you gonna talk to me like I'm the problem?
Right.
Bro, hey man, God bless you, man. Go that way. Because what I gonna do, preach or not, I'm gonna beat your
Right.
and I don't want to beat your
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And that what I want to do is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Beat your jack.
Everybody's got a beast in them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what gives you a heart.
You heard Kirk Franklin. You heard Kirk Franklin cuss his son out.
Hey.
I called Kirk and said, "Can you call and cuss my kids out like that?" I said, "How you put them together?" You know what I'm saying?
That's life. That's life.
Absolutely.
And I think we put people on this pedestal.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we can't do that.
I did it for years.
No, like, and that's, I used to say this to my wife, right? Even the doctor gets sick.
Absolutely.
Don't think he can't do it. The only thing that's different is that if he's following a certain lifestyle of living, it minimizes certain things from happening.
Yeah.
Doesn't negate the fact that it still can happen.
Yeah.
You got to do your part for God to
That's
do
deep.
his
Even
part.
the therapists need therapy.
Yep.
That's it.
Even the barber needs a
That's
haircut.
why I always
Yeah.
say the act of service will give
That's
you
good.
the fruit back.
That's good.
When you start doing good, it's supposed to give you something back so you can be better. If you're helping somebody,
That's
you're
real
like,
good.
hey, you know what? I did some, just like you asked the question to your wife. You think we did right by them?
Yeah.
That's the self-check that was already in you.
Yeah.
That's not in nobody. You're like, if I grade my own stuff, was I real?
Right. Was I really?
Was I real?
You gonna ask him,
I won't fight this little dude today.
I'm going to beat him, but I
I'm going
love
to beat
him.
him.
I love him.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not a question of the love.
Yeah.
That's why, and I think even when we're talking about this thing, right? We say, one of the questions I had for you, do you think church has lost some of its values when it comes to that? Has it changed? Because you've seen two different ages at this point, and big ones.
Absolutely.
Generation Z ain't no joke.
Yeah.
That's what you're facing right now. You're like, y'all
Absolutely.
two Z's, I'm
They
on
don't want
box.
to work. They don't want to.
Hey, when they done,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got some money. You pay for something for me real quick. Or I need a ride to get out.
Right. No, please let me tell you this. My middle son I just put out, do you know they told me, he said, I just want to get a job enough to be able to buy some weed and then be able to just chill. I'm going to let other people take care of me and let me do my music. I said, this joker crazy. Let me put it like that. I said, he crazy. When they told me that, I said, he crazy. I said, whose son is he?
That's this
Where did he get
mentality.
this
That's the mentality of this generation.
So ask your question. Go ahead, ask your question so I can make sure I answer it right.
Do you think that, Generation Z,
Mhm.
right? Do you think the church has kind of lost a little bit of the guidance that, the principal guidance as it pertains to like the Bible? When you walk into church today, what's it different than what you would normally expect?
I don't think it lost it. I think it's becoming, I think it's cool that this Generation Z and Y ask questions. Because you got to think, my generation, you're a lot younger than me. I don't know how much younger than you are than me.
6, 7 years.
Okay. So you from my generation. So what that is, we couldn't ask questions. We were told to shut up, just do so you're like, why we got to go to church every night? Shut up. You don't ask no questions. You just come go. Why God don't want to let us go on a vacation? Shut up. You just got to go. And they keep you out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and then tell you to get up and we're going to pray to God. You go to school and you're going to be good in school. But you had me out till 2 or 3 o'clock and I'm at school like this. So now that was a generation, but then I think that generation had a whole nother beast in them that they don't have now. That generation, they were go-getters, they were movers, they were shakers, they wanted more. I want to say that they were close. I feel like they spent more time with God. Okay, let's take Africa because we go keep coming back to Africa. I think we see more moves of God in Africa because they're hungrier for God. They're like hungry for, you see more healing, you see more people raised from the dead in Africa. Like to date, you can go watch something. They like a man was healed, he was raised from the dead. He died in the service, or he did this, or demons cast out because they hungry. These kids now are not hungry. We're here spoiled. We see less healing and people raised from the dead in America because we're not as hungry. We got it easy.
Right.
So let's take our kids. This generation got it easy. So let's go to church. It's a catch-22 to answer your question, because I see a balance. It's like almost like, man, I wish they had a little bit more of this, but then I see why this, because I'll preach like this. I wear this to church and preaching this. I tell people to come to church. The least you can come in is you can't come in naked. But if you got on some jogging shorts and a wife beater, come to church. I even said if a girl come in with a thong on the thing, let her come in and but tell her like, hey, can we just cover you up just a little bit? Because maybe she don't know no better.
It's gonna be some
because it's gonna be some.
I'm gonna tell you that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's some heathens in here.
All right. Of them, we're gonna be like this, fellas. Right? Focus, come back up. But the thing is, the generation then would have told you, no, you can't come in here looking like this.
Yeah.
Take them earrings off.
Right.
So there are wins and there are losses from the past, and there are wins and losses from the future. It's just finding that healthy balance of not losing too much of what your parents taught us, because what our parents taught us, because a lot of things I'm looking at, I'm like, man, we need that.
Yeah.
The structure of getting up. Man, I couldn't walk. I felt at 18, I couldn't be asleep while my daddy was up. If I heard him up, I couldn't be asleep. I didn't feel, it's like I heard him walking. I'm like, oh, we got to do something, because he about to come over here and say, hey, what are y'all doing? Go cut the grass. Go do this. You need to be making some money. You need to be finding what you're going to do. Our kids, my kid, man, he'll play his game all day, playing gaming with kids all over the world. And I'm like, hey, what you doing? Dad, we're in here playing a game. Like, no, you need to be, what are you doing as far as getting your life together? Yeah. So that's that one end. Now let's take it to the new end. The new end is they can make money playing the games. There's kids making hundreds of thousands of dollars playing the game.
Yep.
There's kids making hundreds of thousands. So I'm like, oh, dang, it's a catch. So let's go to church to make sure I answer your question. The church, there's so many things. It's a catch-22. I wanted to dress up, but then I wanted to be like this when I wanted to. That's the new generation. I can be like this if I want to. I can wear a suit if I choose to. I can wear a chain. I can wear my Rolex if I decide to. And I feel like they're going to judge me. No, it's just cool. That's the good thing about now. Old days, like, you can't wear jewelry. Pastor can't wear jewelry. Pastor can't pull up in this, don't pull that Cadillac. Because they're going to think the church's money bought the Cadillac or the Mercedes or the so-and-so. The pastor driving a Fleetwood, so-and-so. Oh, the church, he taking the church money. Now the generation is, we making money. Right. I work, I do this, I do music, I do this, I travel all over the world. I've made money. So now, why not? Let's all go get Bentleys. Let's all go drive to so-and-so. Let's pull up. What we going to do? Let's get a yacht together. Right. So that's the generation now that I like. So,
you want to go first?
Go ahead.
I want to go back to what you were saying about asking questions and things like that. You had said that the younger generation wasn't able to ask questions.
Yeah.
Or they'd be, don't do this, don't do that. And I think that's what pushed me back away from church a lot, because don't wear your earrings, don't wear your necklace, don't have your tattoos. But then you have people in church or pastors doing those exact same things.
But hiding it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what really turned me off about it.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
The reason they hid it is because their predecessors or their teachers told them, you can't let them see you doing that. You can't let them see you do that. I'm different. I feel like, show me your scars. I'm going to show you my scars. You show me your scars. I got tattoos. My tattoos go all the way. I'm liable to preach Sunday with no, you get what I'm saying? I wear my earrings. I'm liable to do it because the bottom line, it'll make you feel like, man, I don't feel bad. Look, they say, if you want, let's use church. Mm-hmm. If you want people of other ethnicities to come to your church, they have to be able to see them when they come. Okay, what that mean? You can't just see all black people on the stage. If you see all black people on the stage, and there's a white person or there's a Chinese person or there's an Asian person, they feel like it's just all black. But if you can find an Asian person or a Spanish or you can find a white person too, more people come like, I can see me.
Yeah.
Same thing with tattoos. If somebody on the platform or in the band is wearing a hat, and you're like, oh, I can wear my hat. Because this is a big thing. You couldn't wear hats back in the day. You couldn't do this. So now if you see me preaching, he got tattoos. I feel comfortable around here. Yeah. Man, the pastor got on earrings. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The pastor got a nose ring, which I don't, but my wife does. You get what I'm saying? So you feel like, I feel cool. I feel better. If you see me in a suit,
Yeah.
Or you see me dressed like this. Oh, I don't have to wear a suit.
Do you think that's this is a 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's supposed to happen for you to open up, accept it?
For who to be accepted?
For people. So when they come into a place, right, they say, come as you are.
Yep.
I walk in, I got wife beater on it. I just so happen to see 10,000 people, then 3 kids with wife beaters. Then I'm like, okay, I was feeling strange, but I guess it's almost like that one thing when
Absolutely.
you're going right. One dude, I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good now because there's another guy who's got a wife beater.
You ever walked in a place where you felt so uncomfortable with, like, I feel so out of place.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens. Perfect example. Maybe about 12 years ago, I'm in this group called the Soul Seekers, right? And we went to do manpower for Bishop T.D. Jakes in Dallas. We got there. Now, my baby brother, who now pastors my dad's church today, my brother played for everybody. Rihanna, name some of everybody. Boys to Men. He didn't play for everybody. Drums. So we go to Dallas. We get there. We land. He's a preacher's kid. That's the point I'm trying to make. Preacher's kid. He know how we supposed to look. Right. Because how we was taught, like, don't go. And we going to Potter's house. We going to T.D. Jakes' church. It's manpower. I'm like, bro, you going to at least come in with a T-shirt. You going to look decent. My brother walked out of the hotel where we was going. It wasn't the night, the day we was supposed to sing. It was the day before we was supposed to sing. That night, they were like, come on, we want y'all to go to church tonight. So-and-so preaching. We was like, oh, yeah. So we met in the lobby at 6 o'clock for 6:15 takeoff. My brother walked down. We all dressed like pretty much like this, or it's business casual, trying to fit because we going to church. My brother came out there in some shorts, literally a tank top with all his tattoos showing, earrings. And at the time he used to smoke too. He smoked a little weed back then. And he come out and get on the van. And I said, "Nigga, where you going?" Right? I'm talking about all the way to the church. I was like, "You know better, bro." Right? You know better. He like, "Man, that's all I had. Only other thing I got is the suit that we gonna wear tomorrow." Yeah. I was like, so I'm beating him up all the way. I'm like, "Come on, man. Oh my God. Let somebody know who our daddy is, who are like, let them have kids." Like, come on, bro. You know better. But you know what's crazy? We got there. He fit in more than we did. Everybody was sitting around us had on exactly what he had on.
And you were the ones.
In our section,
right?
Everybody pretty much, where we were sitting in this section, I don't know if you've ever been to Potter's house, that church is huge. Mm-hmm. In the section we was in, when you look down here, you saw tattoos, you saw wife beaters, you saw just shorts, you saw everything. And he looked over and said, "See, I fit in. You don't." I said, "I need to be in that section over there, in the older men section." Because my brother, he's 10 years younger than me. But no, maybe 11 years younger than me. But at the time, he was like, man, I don't. He's like, "I don't care." And I started making him feel bad to the point he started going, "Oh man, maybe I should have just stayed at the hotel then." I said, "No, you here now. Let's go. You look stupid." I'm killing him. I said, "You just look dumb." And we walked in the Potter house. As soon as they opened the doors of the church, and we walked in, everybody was just like him. Yeah. And his wall came down because I put a wall up on him. And that's what most people do. They put a wall up on us. So I feel like if you can find that common ground of saying, like, don't get me wrong, don't go too far left, don't go too far right. How can we find that middle ground where we feel good? Now, when they say come as you are, we used it as this. They didn't mean clothes. They meant your heart posture. So if you have a hateful heart, come as you are. If you have a killer heart, come as you are. If you have a pedophile heart, come as you are. If you have a loving heart, come as you are. If you have a homosexual heart, come as you are. Come because this needs to be the place where you're going to get healed. Yeah. Period. Come as you are.
So that answers the question. That's a great, great point of why it's almost important that church is colorful because people did come as they were. Yeah. You didn't come perfect. It ain't supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to all dress. It's not a black tie affair.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And that's what we made it.
Right.
Because my dad says that. My dad says, holiness got to look. He said, it got to look, man. I said, tell me what's to look. He said, suit, shirt, and tie, man. I said, that ain't what holiness does. You know how many people wear suit, shirt, and tie? I used to tell them all the time, I said, Dad, you know what? Half the stuff I got into with the girls at the church, they wore skirts to the ground. I said, you know what we did at church?
right. And that's
taught
real.
me how to be a hoe.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's real because everybody be like, you know, it's funny too. There was a church here. We ain't saying names, right? But there's a church where, I went there once or twice, and like it was bad. It was bad. Like that's where all the hoeing was happening.
Yeah.
Right. With the kids, what do we say? The pastor kids.
Yep.
I pray for you, by the way, on that subject. I'm praying for you
Because
I get it.
You're being told what not to
Right.
do so much to where it's like, let me just go do it then.
Right.
Right.
It's the red button theory. Hey,
Yeah.
don't touch that red button. Don't touch that red.
Right.
But
You
that's
don't touch it.
right. What's going on with the red button? Yeah, right. Let me touch that. Right. So, but I like the way that you're kind of changing that definition and saying, hey, listen, let's talk about the red button. Okay. Let's walk up. I'm going to touch it. You can see what's going on.
Right.
We can touch it. Let's keep it open.
Yeah.
Right. So we can take all of this mystery that breaks. I think mystery is where the devil lives.
I agree.
Right. Anything that you've lusted, you create your own imagination of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Is where you can fall.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
It's where you're going to fall.
That's
You know?
deep.
So, and I think the counsel aspect is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that kind of like I said, it takes the emotions out.
Yeah.
And for me to say, let me go I'm not even thinking about it now. I'm thinking what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
deep.
So like, I know I want to touch it.
Yeah.
You know,
But
I don't care.
they never told us why we shouldn't touch it.
Right.
Correct.
So-
and that's the part.
And that's the part we need to, if we could fix that, telling them why we shouldn't touch it. You shouldn't touch it because it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, what was hot? Let me tell you. So I just did that. Like I said, I hate to make this a therapy session by me and Lil Gerald. But Lil Gerald, maybe a few months ago, he has his girlfriend because most of his life lived in LA. So since we've been here, his girlfriend still lives in LA. But one day, my wife, she said, Gerald, we need to talk about Lil Gerald. Now mind you, Lil Gerald ain't little. He bigger than me.
right.
She said, his girlfriend called, ex-girlfriend, whatever, said, he said something to her that, and what she said to me, she said, I started to cry. What little Gerald said to her. What'd he say? She told me, I said, oh, all right. She said, I'm going to knock his head off. I said, no, you should knock his head off. I think he need to hear our story. I said, I don't think we ever shared with him our story. I said, listen, so when he got home, I said, little Gerald, come here. I need to talk to you. He said, what'd I do? Y'all found some weed in the room? Immediately, I said, now you just told on yourself. I said, well, come here. I need to talk to you. I said, sit down. He said, I said, man, I said, your girl just called and told your mama something you said to her a few months ago. And what happened is she only brought it up to my wife because she couldn't talk to she didn't want to talk to nobody else about what he said. And then she said, do I really deserve that? Am I really that bad? Maybe I am that bad. She started immediately thinking what he said to her was the truth. And I told her, I said, what did you tell her? She said, I told her, no, you're not that. No, you're not that. You don't deserve that. Matter of fact, stay away from him. Way away from him. Now, what mama telling you or daddy tells you, stay away from my son because he crazy. Right? So I sat Lil Gerald down and I said, Lil Gerald, it was brought up. He said, what? I said, she told us what you said. I said, bro, that's the kind of talk I used to talk to your mama when we was dating. We dated for 9 years. I said, and what happens is a generational thing. If I can't hit you with these, I hit you with this.
Yep.
As hard as I can. I'm going to hit you with this as hard as I can. And I'm trying to gut punch you. I'm trying to like knock you out. First, I start out with just hitting you with some jabs.
Right.
But if you keep bothering me, it's like, I got to go for the knockout. And the knockout is saying something. And what we have to remember is women are not like us. We pretty much, it'll roll off our skin most of the time. 90% of the time, like, she just talking. Unless she say something like, and that's why your sex ain't this or your little son like, yeah, last night I was just moaning just to be moaning. Right. I ain't never came in like, wait, you want to get us together, but you can't. You can't call me you bald headed short. So I was like, oh girl, I got you with this bald head.
Hey, man, I'm gonna have to talk to you later.
My wife can't hit me with the yellow teeth. You beige teeth, like you know these teeth got you, girl.
Right.
That's why you've been here for 20-something years.
Right.
But hit me with something. Hit me with a blow like I ain't never came, and they're like, oh,
Right.
You serious? Shut up, So he hit with the death blows in the conversations. And then after you hit with the death blows, a few days later when you back happy, hey, babe, I'm just, no, she got the death blow in her.
Yeah.
So what we have done is we have the generational, so I saw it as a generational curse situation. I was like, he doing what I used to do to his mama. It's time we had to have a conversation. And like I said, we got to end this here. And when I told him, after I told him some of our stories, I said, let me tell you about a story about your mom's pastor's son growing up. I said, he died because of a girl he was dating, talking to her crazy. She went and told her brothers. They made up, but the brothers didn't forget.
Right.
Month or two later, they see him. There you go. Boom.
That's it.
They back in love. Brothers didn't forget.
Right.
You called my sister this and you told her you was going to do what to her? No, we going to get you. So he died over a senseless, opening your mouth saying the stupidest thing you could say to her. And at the time, because she upset too, because she should be, went and told somebody. And I told my son, I said, you need to be glad. You need to be thankful your girlfriend ain't going to tell her daddy or her brothers or her uncles what you said to her. I said, because the truth is, if they're anything like what your mama's pastor's son girlfriend was, got family like that, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
And we're all one dumb decision away from anything happening. Death, bankruptcy,
Yep.
loneliness, relationship over. You know what I'm saying? You just one dumb decision away from ruining everything you've built.
Yeah.
And then you don't want, and the main thing I think about now, and it didn't dawn on me, I'm sitting here like if my son, like, the stuff we said, like even let's take this podcast, the stuff we're talking about now. If you decide 10 years from now, I want to be a politician. If we said anything on this podcast right here today, that they can go back and use it against you, you in trouble. He said, nigga. He said, mother so-and-so. And now he want to be our bishop. Now he want to run our country. I run our state. Absolutely.
What's his prime?
Absolutely not. He said he ain't came.
Don't he know he black?
That's right. So you gotta be careful, man.
I got you.
We gotta be careful. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just to add on to that. Now, it's so funny. The formula of life is seen in all actions.
Mm-hmm.
From the church
Yep.
to anything you choose to achieve is going to be the same thing. And this question is for, again, going back to the church situation. So why do you think most people, when they walk in, right, we were talking about this earlier, right, there's this pocket that form, groups of people.
Unpack it for me.
Yeah,
Like, say pocket.
when you say pockets, like, so it's almost like people, they're mean girls. It's almost like church. Nowadays, you have certain churches where you go where certain people stick together. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's so much gossiping.
Basically cliques.
Yep.
Well, the truth is there's cliques in everything. If we became best friends, the three of us became best friends, we would be considered a clique, right? But now how we work in our clique is a different situation. If we love people, we deal with people.
Yeah.
We're building a brand. We're trying to do so-and-so. Somebody would look at us, they think they're better than us because they got together, started a podcast. They got together and decided they're going to do so-and-so. And they decided they're going to change the world. Who do they think they are? Same thing in church. There are a group of the mean girls, the mean boys, but then there are the cool kids.
Yeah.
Then there are the we love everybody kids. But the mean girls become mean because somebody was mean to them.
Right.
The mean boys become mean because somebody was mean to them. And then you gotta be like this. So now from now on, we all be like this. But the truth is, everybody has a clique.
Yeah.
Okay. You got people you deal with every day. People you call. Because I deal with musicians, and musicians say this, man, y'all clique. I say, no, we're not a clique. I got people who I roll with.
Right.
I got people who I don't roll with. Why is that? Because now that I'm grown, first thing I thought about, maybe, like I said, 50, maybe at 30, it clicked at 32. I said, let me see who in my circle, who I need to be dealing with, who I don't need to be dealing with, who's moving in the direction I'm moving in.
Yeah.
If you're not moving in my direction, I'm not dealing with you.
That's
so
good.
let's take that to church. There are people who connect with people who are going in the same direction they going in, the dumb direction.
Yeah.
There are people who connect who we're going in the smart direction, and there are people who you shouldn't look at it as a clique because, well, look at it as a clique, but then discern the clique. the people in the clique. Because I don't even believe that birds of a feather flock together. All them sayings they say, I don't believe that. For example, if you a hoe and I'm not a hoe, you're not turning me into a hoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an example. I've never smoked weed in my life. You could put weed in front of, you could put cocaine, weed, all kinds of pills, and we could leave it here and say, we're going to see who mess with it first. And we're going to stay in here for a month. The person who don't touch it gets $1 million. I'm getting $1 million. I don't know about y'all. I'm talking about me because I've never smoked weed, never want to. I ain't never took cocaine. But you put the right thing in front of me. Put a woman that looks like this or got the lips or what the thing that you deem like that's a fine woman, and let her sit there. Yeah. That may be my problem.
Right.
So now I don't believe birds of a feather flock together. I think some people are made to design like, when you see people together, like they both hoes. No, actually, I'm the one who keep him from hoeing.
But let me, and it's so funny you say that. I wanted to add on to this. Do you think that also comes from like how you grew up and things that were
absolutely?
You get what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel the same way as well, right? But I believe that when you get to a certain stage in life, certain things that are putting you become a leader of your life.
I agree. That's good.
And that's when those things don't apply.
Yeah.
You know,
but it goes back to something you said earlier, and I want you to take it.
Yeah.
Slavery. It goes back to slavery. We, as people, were what do they call it? Crabs in a barrel. And we've grown. We literally have a curse that makes us get in groups, fight each other, try to get what you got, want what you have.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you with a Mercedes, or I see you with a Bentley. I want one. How he gonna get a Bentley? Oh, how he got a big church? Or how he got a big house? Or how they living like? How they on vacation? And Instagram will mess us up.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. Where you
said
out
last night?
Where you clean out? Instagram had you wore out. You let 30 seconds and not knowing that we all going like, done took that I done did this video 5 times before I gave it to the world. Make sure I get the right angle. Can they see?
Man, we just talked about that last night, how social media has turned not only the church but the world into just a hot mess.
Yeah, it's a hot mess.
It scrambles.
But it's how we were raised, and if we don't realize, like, we cut the cord of where we come from, and say we're gonna work together.
Right.
And don't walk in the church saying their clique, or say their clique, but I'm about to go mess with them.
Yeah.
Maybe they need the love of me over here in this clique. Maybe they need the love of me over here in this clique. I'm down to be with, and I've always been this way. And people say, you can't be friends with me and be friends with my enemy. I say, why not?
Right.
If you can't, you my friend. You're not there. No, I'm their friend too. I'm here to be in the middle to say, like, no, don't do that. No, don't say that. Let's not do that. I'm not gonna let whoever your enemy is. Let's say you say, like, I see him hang with my enemy. We not talking about you. You know why? I led them.
Yeah.
That's the other point, right? Which is, I think when you're at a bad place, right, and let's say you put yourself in church or anything good for you, right?
Yes.
You go through this stage of talking about something versus talking about the problem.
Right.
Boom. That's good.
Yep. Those are two.
You need to come preach Sunday.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I tell you, I'm in my God mode right now.
You can't come.
Yeah, when I do, you be like, look, like tap.
We have a sensor.
We're still working on it.
I talk to my wife about this all the time. I said, understand the difference in passionately talking about a problem, right, to get it out, versus talking about somebody when the devil's got a hold of them. And now you ain't giving them no chance to get out.
Wow.
Because whatever you say about them is going to translate into their next problem if you're ever around.
That's deep.
You're adding like weight to them sinking.
Yeah. And then whatever you came in with, okay, it's relationships.
Yeah.
So let's take church. We're talking about church, but I'm going to talk about relationships. Before you got married, if we haven't healed from the last relationship, you come into the next relationship with the hurt of the last relationship.
Come on.
That's it.
And that's church, that's life, that's jobs.
Right, everything.
That's everything.
But what does they pay for your father's sins?
Exactly.
We had this conversation. I had this conversation with my own father. I was like, I think in my kitchen, same situation with my wife on a regular day. I said, at some point in time, I'm going to have to talk to him. So I stop this so I don't take this into you.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know how it is. The same the conversations. That's why you fighting him now.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to let you hold what I missed.
Right. Exactly.
Because it ain't gonna be good for you or what you're trying to build.
Right. That's right.
And even for the ones you're gonna save that you will never meet.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're gonna have impressions.
That's good.
You might say one thing to me today, never meet me again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You saved my life. I had
Wow.
this happen with Ash Cash, good friend. Shout out to my boy yesterday. He said, look, I ain't met, like me and him were just talking at the gym. I was at LA Fitness, right? And he does the financing thing, right? Young man came up 21 years old and said, man, you changed my life.
Wow.
In the middle of our conversation. This is a real situation right before I talk to you, right? Wow. He says, so you changed my life. So that's my big thing. We never think about the second group that you're never going to meet.
That's
Hence
good.
the reason why I said we all have gifts.
Yeah.
You got to put your gift forward.
Yes.
If you go to church, you see all these clicks, that's cool. You're not here for the clicks necessarily.
Yeah. Right.
Right? You're here to use this reference book and this person that's talking about it, that's a little bit more of an educator about it, right? And you say, hey, listen, if I focus on this and I become this thing, this best person that I can be, these clicks are going to notice me in a light that could bring light to them.
Absolutely. That's
the
good.
point.
Yeah.
So
and walk into the room. I say we all put up walls. But I say let's stop putting up walls and let's build walkways.
Yeah.
Because whatever relationship you in, whether it was with a church, a friend, an ex, whatever, a job, once you got out of it, and you could have left in a bad way. Like I hate when people say church hurt.
yeah, no.
I don't like the term church hurt. Because I was church hurt. Tell me what your church did to you. Well, this one person, did this. We just name a person.
They take the people, they don't take the lesson.
They don't take the lesson.
That's the point.
And
that's why I keep on saying, don't pay attention to Ferrari.
Right.
Sometimes you don't know how the Ferrari got there.
Right.
You don't want no problems there. You go. Right.
But then what we do is we take the whole church and we I don't go to church no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's millions of churches in the world. You went to 3 bad ones.
Yeah.
And you now church hurt. I don't go to church no more.
Oh, I'm guilty of it.
So I'm saying Chick-fil-A. Have you ever went to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant, whatever it is, and had bad service?
Yeah.
Did you stop going?
No.
Exactly. But we quit going to church because of bad service.
Yeah.
And let's admit, in any business, there's some bad service.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to do something stupid. Somebody's going to say something stupid. And you got to think, even at your favorite restaurant, the people who come and serve you, they're not Christians or they're not like the company.
Right.
They just getting a check.
Right.
So that bad attitude is coming. I'm only doing this to get a check. I don't like you. The fact that you keep sending me to go get ketchup, you should have asked me for all this at one time. And I want to spit in this stuff. And the truth is, we probably had food with spit in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Put their fingers in it, did all kinds of stuff because they didn't like the fact that I kept saying, this. I asked for medium rare. It's not as well done. Now it's da-da-da. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we keep going back to that restaurant, and you like, she was terrible.
Yeah.
He was a terrible server. Oh, I want him fired. I want her fired. You get what I'm saying? The way she talked to us, or the way he talked. But you still go to Roof Chris.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go. One of my friends, he's so Roof Chris. Any city he goes to, they got a plate. Do you know there's a name plate you can get? They have your name on it.
Oh, wow.
If you go if you got to be up in there, upper echelon of constantly going to the restaurant.
Yeah.
My friend Jaime, we go to Roof Chris. Before we get there, his name is there and the table is there already. I say, what kind of Roof Chris eat you do every day? He's like, you just got to eat here all the time. Now, with that being said, he's a constant, but he knows that wherever I go to Roof Chris, they're going to take care of me, even if I find bad service. Church is going to take care of you. People, you're going to encounter people. It's like going to a hospital. When you ain't stopped going to a hospital, it's some crazy people at a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to find AIDS patients, cancer patients, people who just got a headache. It won't stop. People who actually, I'm just all right. I just come to bring somebody else. You're going to find all kinds of people. And that's what a church is. It's kind of a hospital, hoping everybody that leaves here get healed, get what they need. A lot of people won't.
Right.
A lot of people can't be helped because they come in already saying, ain't nothing they can do for me here. But I'm going to come because I grew up saying, my parents taught me to go to church. So I just go to church. I just come. It ain't nothing changing. They already defeated.
Yeah.
So when defeated people come, and if you're in a place of saying, or we're in a place of saying, or I want more, I'm going to try this church. All right, I'm not going to gauge against the last one because the last one, man, the usher cussed me out. The deacon said something to me. Then the pastor, him and his wife treated us, oh, they know what we do. So they used my gift. They took advantage of it. Oh, you can do movies and you do shows. We need to put him on a so-and-so. They ain't never checked on you to see how your family doing.
Yeah.
You and the wife are good? No. Get Ty on the phone. Ty, we need to do a podcast. We need to do so-and-so.
Right.
You get mad. Like, I'm sitting over here, my wife just slapped the crap out of me and I want to bust her upside her head. And you ain't asked me how I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
Or I'm over here, my lights off. My gas off.
Yep.
You ain't say you good? Check on. And that's the thing about a pastor for me. Pastoring on how good you can preach, how good you can speak, how eloquent you can say your words, and how many scriptures I know. No, pastoring is checking on you.
Yeah.
You good?
Building that
Life
relationship.
good? The best pastors to me are the ones who really can't preach. I know a pastor who got one of the biggest churches in the game. When I hear him preach, I'm like, he can't preach that good. But I end up hanging out with him. I'm talking about 30, 40,000 members.
Wow.
When you pull up to his church, police taking you. When you call, they say, call us when you get there, police taking you up to the church. I was listening to him preach, and I was like, he can't preach that. He okay. He regular. You know, because I know preachers. So I'm like, he regular. But it was what the things he did before that. 30 to 40,000 people. He's saying, Gerald, Tammy, come on, guys, how are you? And I'm watching how he's speaking to other people. Ty, how are you and Keisha doing?
Yeah.
All right, the boys, the kids good? The boys good? Come here. All right. How did your family?
Care.
Everybody good? He cares.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned from my pastor, which is my dad is my pastor and Bishop Noel Jones is my pastor. Bishop Noel Jones, I watched him. We was flying private. He had his own plane at the time. I mean, he might still got it, but at the time I was going with him somewhere. And he got out of his car, put up in a Ferrari, right? At the private airfield.
Come on.
He said, hey, man, hey. Because he's one of the coolest guys. I don't know if you've ever even heard of him. He's a cool dude, like real cool, from Jamaica. So that means he going to get you to do 5 jobs for one price. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother. But I watched him when he got out. I was there because I believe in being on time. Mm-hmm. He comes late. He get there. Hey, I watch him put $50 in this guy hand. Walk over there, give him $50. I ain't making this up. We go out as we're going to the plane. So he comes, Gerald, he come in. We go to the bathroom. He's like, you ready? I said, yeah, we're going to go here. We was going to 3 different cities. On our way to the plane, he went and shook money into about 10 people's hands.
Wow.
Literally. 10 people's hands. It's good to see. If they opened his door, he put money in their hand. If they pulled down the thing for him to get on the plane or they took his bag, he put money in their hand. He walked over, he said, I told Johnny I was going to give him something when I see him next time. He walks over to another private plane, give my man some money. I said, that's pretty good. I asked him on the plane, I said, Bishop, why you do that? He said, because if you always treat people nice and treat people kind, they'll always be there for you. He said, why? Ask me how can I pull up to the Beverly Hilton, and they keep my car out in the front when Steve Jobs, or he just had to name it, big name people. They all there, and I'm just a little guy on a totem pole. But I walk up, they say, oh, wait a minute, Noel, come here. He said, because I treat them nice every time I come.
Act of service. Look, man, I'm not lying to you when I say this, right? Almost everybody on this planet there's a purpose.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Even if it's not a gift, it's a purpose.
Yep.
Right? And in that purpose, you're gonna activate something in somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're the lifeline to saving literally what I mean millions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I could do something that'll put something in you and it'll turn into 2,
Yep.
and it'll turn into 46, and it'll turn into 6 million.
Yep.
Or it could be a direct shot to 6 million.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's good.
If you understand that and you're able to sink yourself down to that place of understanding your life, you will understand to walk into a church and blindfold yourself to what you call the bull.
That's good. Don't even walk in. That's good.
You can walk into
That's
anything.
good.
That's why I tell my wife, she said, oh man, come to this. I said, look, I'm not a social drinker. You got to know who you are to influence me.
Yeah.
And trust me, if you know you're influencing me, you'll see it without your words saying
That's
a word
good.
to me.
That's good.
But you got to know.
Yeah.
And you'll know.
Yeah.
You know, what's that thing when black people walk and be like,
Yeah, right.
we know.
Right.
It's only us two in here right now. If something pop off, you're going to go left and I'm going to roll left. That's it. So
That's
just to close it up, man, you've given us so much meat in terms of the whole thing is that what if somebody was to walk into church today, right? We're talking about the church versus religion. So it doesn't seem like it's necessarily like a religion, like I'm Catholic, I'm this, I'm that.
Mhm.
It's more, what would you advise them to look for in a church?
God,
Like,
relationship with God.
Mm.
Don't put, one of the things we focus on people. And when you focus on people, that's where you get let down at.
Yeah.
Because we wrestle with our flesh every day. We wrestle with it every day.
ain't that the same lesson in a marriage?
Absolutely.
Focus
Yep.
on God. Don't
Come
put
on.
your trust in the
Focus-
person. Put your
absolutely.
trust in God.
Yep.
It's for everything.
Yep.
So if you focus on everything and you take it one day at a time, you look up 10 years into this church.
Yeah.
I took it one day at a time. I took it one Sunday at a time. I took it one whatever you come to at a time. Versus saying like, all right, I'm gonna jump in. Let me see what it got. And if it don't work, if somebody say the wrong thing to me, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No, and here's what I teach in my church. And let me put this out there too. My church is going on 4 years old. June 30th, we'll be 4 years old. Probably got 110 people maybe. Sometimes I think they told me last Sunday 99 people came.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't there last Sunday. You see that because I wasn't there. Brand new church, 100-something people coming. So when I say this, but I've been in the churches, like I said, my pastor, his church, he has over 20,000 members, 5,000 seater. We got a small ministry, but this is what I teach at our church. We lead with love. The first person preaching to you is not me. The first person preaching to you, even though we don't have parking attendants yet, they're the first preachers.
Yeah.
First preachers you're going to encounter is the parking lot attendants. Let me explain. When you pull up to Breathe, or you pull up to any church, you're going to encounter them first. If so, you have somebody out there saying, "Don't park there, move that car." Did I tell you don't park here? Like, yo, whoa, I'm a visitor. It's my first time. So that's the pastor's parking space, or that's the so-and-so parking space.
Yeah.
You pissed now. Like, joker thing you talking
You
to.
already said the president of
You
what's
ain't
gonna happen.
even made it in the church yet.
Right.
Think about it. This joker that made me mad.
Yep.
There's nowhere else to park. So now this is what I tell them. I said, when we have parking attendants, it's their job to know if they talk to somebody like they just did, pull them off the parking attendant. Let anybody who pull up here, pull in my parking space. If you notice, I don't know, and pay attention to Sunday. You come Sunday?
Yep.
I
I'll be
check.
there.
You got checks because he be out of town. He be working.
Oh,
So he be working. So the first thing I do when I get there, if I get there before everybody, I put 5 cones out because we're in a strip mall thing. I put 5 cones out. People don't know that the 5 cones are for visitors. If your first time visiting here, take a cone, pull right in front. Why? I want you to feel comfortable. I tell people, sit in my seat. I don't care. I stand.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to feel any kind. I want you to know, like, yo, it's pretty cool around here. And no, it ain't it ain't fake. It's real.
Yeah.
So the first thing I tell them is, so the first preachers is the parking attendants. We don't have parking attendants now, but this is what I teach in our leadership class. The second one is the greeters. The first person you meet when you walk through the door. Welcome to Breathe. I said, if you standing there going, don't sit there. No, don't go over there. You can't be on my greeter team.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you. I gotta move you. No, you lead with love. Hey guys, welcome to Breathe. Is this your first time? Come here. Take it. We got a new Breathe. We got somebody visiting. Take them up front. Let them sit. Sit where you want to sit. Tell me where you want to sit.
Yeah.
Well, we try to push everybody to the front. So look. So just move to anywhere here. Drink your coffee. Drink your water. Drink your tea. And the other day they said, I know we let them do that, PG, but they keep leaving their cups on the floor. I said, so let's make an announcement saying, hey, guys, we let you drink your tea and your coffee and your water and stuff, but at least throw the garbage away when you
that's
leave.
it.
Do that. That's that favor. So now, that's the second preacher. So imagine encounter a nasty parking attendant, nasty person who walk in the door. Take that gum out your mouth. Don't sit there. That's the second time you mad. You like, these jokers. So by the time you get to me or the praise team, you're closed off because you bothered with some things.
Yeah.
But imagine them being loving to you. By the time you get to me, I really ain't got to say much.
Yeah.
Because you like, I felt the love the first time I walked in the door. So by the time I get to preach, you like, he may not said nothing, but I love everything he said. Like, I just
Yeah.
love them.
I want to add this. Ain't that how God work in our life?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
you encounter him talking to you in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
By the time you get to him,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, man, I tried all this. You ain't show up. This and that. I was like, I've been talking.
I've been here. Yeah. I've been.
I was in the parking lot.
Come on.
I was in the front.
Yep.
I put cones out for you.
Yep.
I said you could come in. You said, hey, listen, I want to drink something, whatever. I said, have it your way. No problem.
Right.
Sit down. You start complaining about the cups. I brought a solution.
See?
Now you got to me and you said nothing worked out. But here's the thing that did work out.
Mm.
You got to me.
Wow. That's good.
And I hate to pause you guys right here. I love this conversation. And we're going to have a part 2 to this.
Absolutely.
Like, this is
Absolutely.
it's such
Absolutely.
a great conversation. Pastor G, if you can, for anyone out there that is searching for a church or, a home with a relationship, what advice would you give them? And then let us also know where we can find information on Breathe.
Okay. I think if you're looking for a church, you should find somewhere where you can grow and that you can learn as much as you can for the knowledge of God. And not only find somewhere where find somewhere that feels like home. Find somewhere that feels like home. Because what is home? Your safe place, your safe space.
Yep.
I can be free. I can be me. Don't go nowhere. Don't find a church where you feel like it's the new thing, it's the biggest thing, it's the cracking thing, but you don't feel like you're at home. You feel like you stand in a hotel. There's hotels you can stay at that feel like home. Like, man, I can live here. Because they made it that comfortable. Find a church like that makes you feel like it's home here.
Yeah.
I can learn here. I can love here. I found everything I need right here in this space. That's what I would do. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm trying to build with Breathe. And God has favored us so far where people are saying, it feels like home. It feels like it's comfortable here. Like I could be free here. And that's literally what I'm trying to do. Find a safe space, take what we learned back in the day and bring it to a space where, all right, we learned this, but I'm going to take that off here. I always wanted couches in the church.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be able to drink my coffee and nobody say, put that down. Drink your coffee. Drink your water. You ain't gonna be drinking no soda, no pop in church. Drink your pop, drink your soda. Just drink, chew your gum.
Yeah.
Because your breath stink. Right. I don't want nobody turning to me saying, turn to your neighbor and be like, turn to your neighbor. Oh my God. No, take mints. So we have mint trays. Literally have mint trays at the door. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And here's the crazy part. You ready for this? We probably ain't had them in a couple of weeks, but during COVID, we had a red, green, and a yellow wristbands. Red meant stop. I don't want to, I'm introvert. Yeah. I don't want to be talked to. If you wear that band, let me be.
Let him be.
So we know not to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yellow mean proceed with caution. Like you can come in, but don't be so, you know what I mean? But don't come in hot. You know what I'm saying? Like give me a fist bump. Right. But green mean I'll take it. High five me, shake my hand, hug me, do that. And so it helps. It's the little things that matter.
Yeah.
That make people open up.
It make people open up.
Yeah.
So find a place that make you open up, that make you be like, I want to be free. I want to be here. I want to learn. And how you connect with us is our church is at We Are Breathe ATL on Instagram, at We Are Breathe ATL on Instagram. 2720 Mall of Georgia Boulevard, Beaufort, Georgia, 30519. I always say this, look for the Breathe sign because I was excited about the first time we got the Breathe sign.
Yeah, I love it.
It costs a little money. You know, it was like a church that ain't got no money, a $3,000 sign, and the people pay for it. I'm like, come on, I'm Breathe sign. Put it up. I almost cried when we got the Breathe sign. It was $3,000 that I didn't have to come out of my pocket. The church actually I say, hey, we got to get the Breathe sign. Everybody came together. We did it. So little things like that, But look for the Breathe sign. Sundays at 10 a.m. We are live. If you don't live in the area, in the Georgia area, you can go to Facebook Live or you can go to YouTube, Breathe ATL at 10 a.m. Or if you want to come to the building, we're there at 10 a.m. Yes, we have children's ministry, so you can bring your kids. And I believe in this too. I let the kids run around. I don't, how you in church, like, shut that kid up. Let the kids run because this is supposed to be the place where they're supposed to get their legs. Yeah. And that's because that's where I got my legs. They let me run around, well, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? They let me run around, but they're like, go sit down somewhere, boy, you acting crazy. But I believe in letting them, especially if you have a autistic child or something. Like we have a lady at the church who has an autistic son, and he drops some water. She's like, come on. I said, no, let him. It's okay. He beating himself up already. No, it's fine. We'll get it. Let him walk around. Let him do it. Let him do him. Because I never wanted to be said that church was a place that closed me up, because there's going to be a place that closed you up.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was school, whether it was at home, whether it was church, whether it was something make you go from being like, I was looking at some kids the other day who was the girls, they was all jumping. I said, Lord, cover it. I didn't even know. I said, Lord, cover them and let them keep that right there for the rest of their life. Because you ever seen a kid who was very jumpy and about 10, 12 years old, they like,
yep.
What happened to their smile? What happened to their joy?
What's that joy?
Somebody has grabbed the joy. And so it's our job that because the joy of the Lord is our strength. We both get our strength back. We both have our joy.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure we keep the kids having their joy and their strength.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's going to go into the part 2.
Yep. And before we cut, Pastor G, would you mind ending it with a quick prayer for us? I know it's something we've never done on here, but I feel like that's appropriate.
Wow. And if you're watching this and you're struggling and you've been a person who struggled with church, I ask you to give it a try again. Don't give up. Take baby steps. I'm not telling you to jump back in, like jump in the deep end. Go slow. But find somewhere where you can be happy and find people that make you whole. And I just want to pray and cover you, and that you don't give up. So let's do this together. Father, we love you. We glorify you. We honor you. We start by telling you thank you for waking us up. You've already done one amazing miracle. You woke us up and you put breath in our body. So God, we ask you to, first of all, you call us friend. The Bible says, who am I that you're mindful of me, that you call me friend? So I'm a friend of God's. I'm your friend. So I'm coming to you as a friend, God, asking you to do something for somebody that's watching this right now. I ask you to meet them where they are, God. They're struggling with knowing you because somebody who's not your friend, who don't know you, hurt them. So, God, we ask you to let them see you through this podcast, let them hear you through this podcast, and let them figure out a way to give you another try for where somebody has broken them. We ask you to heal them right where they are, God. We ask you to be with them. Let them know that you are the light. Let them know that they are a light. God, let them know that they can make it, that they can love again, that they can be happy again, they can be whole again, because they have run into the right people. They've connected with the right people. And we ask you to do these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I appreciate you, man.
And I don't even know how to be deep. Like even my prayers, I'm sitting here like, sometimes my eyes open, sometimes they close, because the Bible says watch as well as pray. You know how you get in church, they say, bow your head. I'll be like this. Like
That's how I literally, when you were praying, I was like,
yeah. You know, no, if you see me, if you go back and watch, I was like, and God, we think, and then also, they're going to be like, he ain't praying right. He ain't praying right. Yes, I am. The Bible says, watch as well as pray. You know? But if you don't know no better, because I was thinking while I was praying, like, if somebody on here old school, like, he ain't even closing his eyes. I'm going to give you a little bit of both. We're going to even that thing out.
50-50.
Right.
Broke even on both sides.
I got to give a little bit.
All right, guys. We're going to come back for part 2 to this soon. I promise you guys. Thank you, Pastor G, for coming on.
Thank you.
Dex, you know I love you, bro.
Love you
We'll
too,
keep
man.
this day rolling. So.
Always. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Dex, man. This was good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to check us out for the next episode.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. Please be sure to like, share, and comment on all of our social media platforms.